Hey Annie, I wanted to get started on making some videos for you so you can have a better understanding of your dog Maverick. From what I understand, when Hillary trained with you, there was minimal interest in the training. I'm just gonna, and maybe we're wrong, but that's the feeling I've gotten through some of the cancellations, and then also through Hillary's experience, which is train them up for me, and then we'll be good. And I'm gonna tell you right now, just right off the bat, that is not how training a dog works. Every single dog is going to respond differently to every single new handler, right? So if you let's say you have your two best friends and your dad, and you line all four of you up, and each one of you tries to walk Maverick, each one of you is going to get a different experience because each one of you are different people that carry different energy, that have a different mentality, right? So naturally a dog is going to respond to that. It's not just about teaching a dog a position and then it goes, oh yeah, I know that, I'll do that with every person from here on out. That's not how it works. So I'm going to try to make a few videos for you to help you understand your dog so that you can have a better behaved dog. And I don't know what your expectations are, I don't know what you want from him, but tools only get you so far. And they can become quite cruel if you don't have the whole picture, right? So to just use a tool to influence their brain, but you're not doing any of the training, you're not doing any of the relationship building, then it just becomes punitive. It's not fair. It's like raising a child without giving them any direction, but making sure that they understand what they're doing is wrong, but never really showing them, through directional cues what they're doing is right, or how to behave better in certain situations. No, you're just going to correct what you don't like, and that's the end all be all. That's not fair. So I'm advocating for Maverick. This is all for Maverick. I like dogs. I love dogs. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't. And I don't think it's, as a trainer, and any trainer that knows anything or is any good at what they do, because not all of them know, especially in Grand Junction, is that it's really, really hard to watch a really, really nice, good dog that I've grown to love not have that direction from their owners. Because they're lost. They don't understand our human world. Do you have to go potty? Because you can go potty. I'm just chatting. They don't understand our human world. They only have somewhat of an untrained dog only has somewhat of an understanding of their owners. And so basically what we're doing is we're taking a species that has no clue what's going on and saying, figure it out for yourself. And in the meantime, I'm just going to love you to death. And why that's unfair is they're being reinforced for behaviors that are probably stressing them out because they've had to come up with their own conclusion on how to handle things without any direction from the owner, right? And I'm not meaning correction, I'm meaning direction from the owner. I'm not wanting to set them up for failure and correct them. I mean showing them how to be in this world so that they can be the best versions of themselves. Let's go. So this is why I really struggle with, or I should say this is why I put a lot of emphasis in client training. Because I want the dog to not just perform for the owner, but I want them to have a stress-free life. I want them to be happy. I don't want them to feel like they have to make all the decisions without any direction, and then someone just comes in and tells them when they're naughty. I want them to have the whole picture. And that means a balanced relationship where it's not just built on him sitting on your lap and receiving love, but actually, taking him on productive walks, giving him really good boundaries inside the house, making sure he understands what is expected of him when he runs into things like a dog or a person, when you're on a walk, or even if you're in your backyard. So all of these things are going to end up becoming stressful if this guy, Maverick, doesn't start to learn his expectations when he's around them. So, a little bit about Maverick. You are cute. We know he's cute, right? We don't need to emphasize that, although I do think he's a very handsome boy. That's not what's going to make him the best version of himself, you know? It's just like people with good looks. It only gets you so far. You got to still educate yourself and grow some brains if you want to be anything, because beauty only lasts so long. Let's go. Good. So, we want him to be well-rounded, cute and respectful and well-behaved. Let's go. Good. So, observation. When Maverick first came to me, he never would have done this, ever. He was extremely busy, shooting out at the end of this 15-foot long line like a bat out of hell, and ping-ponging himself. Ping! 15 feet, 15 feet, 15 feet, 15 feet. Is that wigging you out? Is that wigging you out? Right? And no regard for a person. He didn't even know we were there. He just shooting out like a bat out of hell. That tells me two things about a dog. One is they have a ton of anxiety, and he does. He has a lot of anxiety, and a really high prey drive, and he does. He has a very high prey drive. And I don't know if you remember that or if you read our packet, but prey drive is a state of mind when a dog is hunting. So when a dog is in a prey drive state of mind, they are hunting. Most people don't get dogs so that they can go hunt. Most people get dogs so they'll be good pets. And the pet drive, or the state of mind that he should be in if he wants to be a good pet, is pack drive. And I saw zero of it for the first, 5 days he was here. No pack drive. He rarely ever looked at me. He never would stand next to me. And he was never soft. He was always very alert and tense. And that alert and tenseness is prey drive. So basically, he was in a state of mind where he was constantly aroused, alert, tense, hunting, and very concerned about the outside world. Everything was external. What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? You see? I'm mimicking him. So I can help you understand why that's not something that you want to maintain in his personality. If you mimic that yourself on a daily basis, how would you feel if you lived every day of your life going, oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God. That's concern, and it's arousal. I know, I'm not playing though. I know it seems like I'm playing, but I'm not playing. No. Here? So, if you go on a walk and he is fixating on everything in the environment, staring it down, and you just keep walking with it, I don't really feel like focusing on anything. I'm just gonna get on my phone and casually walk with him while he's pulling on you. And there's zero respect for you because dogs who pull on the leash are being disrespectful. And you're building in a mentality where he is now very concerned about the outside world, right? Let's go. If you have a dog that's raised being concerned about the outside world and they develop that through their adult years, the stress builds on them. That concern day after day after day, it builds up in their system. So what we're trying to emphasize is paying attention to your dog's state of mind and build in their pack drive instead of continuously building in their prey drive. And what you might ask is, well, how do you do that? And I would hope that you would ask that. I also hope that you'll do it, because this dog was very stressed when he first came here. Maverick, come. Good. Sit. So I'm going to point out different states of mind. You see his ears right now and his forehead and his eye contact. That's pack drive. So when he has a soft forehead and it's not all wrinkled up and creased, and his ears are back and soft, and he's given really good eye contact to me, this is pack drive. So the best part about this technique is that you can actually look at your dog and they will tell you what state of mind they're in. It's that simple. Their physical cues are telling you what they're doing externally. Now prey drive is going to have a variety of looks. That's prey drive. So he's looking at me, but look at the ears. You see how they're triangles that sit in front of his face? And the forehead is very wrinkled and scrunched. You see that? That's prey drive. And that's how he looked at everything when he first got here. Every single form of movement or activity in the environment, he stared at like they were prey animals. Other forms of prey drive: sniffing the ground, air scenting. These are all forms of prey drive, right? Basically what prey drive is a heightening of the senses. When they're hunting, their senses need to be amplified. They need to be smelling more, looking more, hearing more. Everything is intense because they're trying to survive in nature. Now, come. Out. That is prey drive. Oral fixations, putting tons of shit in their mouth all the time. That's a prey drive mentality. Dogs who have to constantly have a toy are in an excessive state of prey drive. Now the difference, beautiful. Now the difference between a dog in the wild and a dog in a home is that they're fed. They have a full belly. So this is not something, it's not necessarily like they're in survival mode, but they're still using the same exact instincts that on a biological level is never gonna go away in their DNA. They are predators, they will always be predators, and no matter how long you domesticate them, they will remain predators. And as a predatory instinct, they are going to heighten their senses when they're in the search of something, right? So, oh God, what's that smell? I want to track it, prey drive. Oh my gosh, I heard a neighbor door slam their car door. I want to look over there and investigate what that noise is and who that person is, so I need to be concerned. Yes, they're not actively looking for a rabbit to kill, but in both of those scenarios, they're using their senses that mimic how a dog would be if they were hunting, right? So I say hunting, and it's not literal. It's just that they're mimicking the state of mind they would be in if they were hunting. So I wanted to make that clarification. In the process of being in a hunting state of mind, there's a necessity for adrenaline and cortisol hormones, which produce anxiety when they hunt. And that is absolutely related to survival. They need to be in a state of mind. Let's go. They need to be in a state of mind. Let's go. Come. Let's go. They need to be in an adrenaline-filled, anxious state of mind in order to hunt. It's what will drive them and move them forward for miles without fatiguing so that they can survive by actually getting food. Again, I realize this is not what dogs in a domesticated environment are doing, but on a biological level, everything is being mimicked because it's the same exact state of mind. So every time oh God, what is that? He's getting a rush of adrenaline and a rush of cortisol hormones. And these two things in combination create a lot of stress. Let's go. So if the dog is living, their day-to-day life, playing with toys all day long, sit. Going outside and investigating their environment like there's something to be concerned about all the time. Sit. These are things that will build up a dog's prey drive. Sit. So that's their primary state of mind. Sit. And the problem with this is that you don't want, or at least I'm guessing you don't want, the predator version of Maverick. Come. Sit. Let's go. And if you become complacent and you say, really the main reason why I want a dog is to love on them, in terms of having to be attentive to what state of their mind they're in, that's not really my thing, you can run into some serious problems in the long run. Because allowing a dog to become the best version of their predatory self day after day after day can create aggression. This is where aggression comes from in dogs, right? Well, I don't know, it just came out of nowhere. No, it didn't. No, it never does. It's an accumulation of a state of mind day after day after day that's so stressful on a dog's mind and body that eventually they resort to unwanted behavior to release the energy that's so frustrating to them. Let's go. Maverick's not aggressive. From what I see, he has zero aggressive tendencies. So I want to make sure that I make it very clear to you that one, I don't think Maverick is aggressive, and the prey drive state of mind is not an aggressive state of mind, right? They have to have some level of prey drive in order to investigate their environment, sniff, learn, all that kind of stuff. It's important. But an excess of it, living in it constantly, day after day after day after day, with no remnants of pack drive, no training, no boundaries, no rules, everything is up to their own devices. Sit. That's how you create aggression. So again, he's not aggressive. Being in prey drive does not necessarily mean a dog is aggressive, but accumulating that state of mind produces so much stress that a dog can become aggressive simply by living in that state of mind all day long, day in and day out, without any help, any direction, or any boundaries. Let's go. So this is one of the reasons why I try to get people involved in my training, so they can understand what state prey drive. Let's go. So they can understand what state of mind their dog is in, and then teach them how to address it. Let's go. So that we can build up a state of mind in the dog that makes them more pet-like and more willing to listen to their owner. Come. More willing to be a team or a pack with their owner. Because when they're in a predatory state of mind, just right there, I said prey drive, and he did not know I left him. Because when they're in that state of mind, they're not thinking about you. They don't even care. They don't care where their human is when they're in that state of mind all the time and they haven't had formal training. So what you're doing is you're actually lessening your relevancy. You're becoming less important to him every time he gets to stay in that state of mind for a long duration of time. Let's go. So my hope hope is by now you're saying to yourself, holy shit, that makes a lot of sense, and I actually really don't want that. I would like to help Maverick become the best version of himself, the best pet he can be, the best teammate he could be in my pack, and the least amount of stress I could possibly put on this guy so that he's happy and fulfilled throughout the rest of his life. My hope is that after hearing that explanation, that would be where your brain would go. And basically, there's lots of different ways to build up a dog's pack drive. And you know, he has a high pack drive, so I can actually get way more pet-like tendencies out of him than some of the other dogs that come here. He's got a very high pack drive and a very high willingness to please his handler. So we have an advantage here because he likes his people and he likes to please his people. But he can't do it on a regular basis if he's allowed to be in prey drive all the time. So as a starting point for this video, what I've been doing gradually, slowly throughout this video is just kind of moving him and turning him around. And what that's doing is I'm switching his drive. So, or I'm maintaining a pack drive mentality. So, if I could train with you before he goes home, which I know I can't, I would be putting a lot of emphasis in this, and I'm going to definitely put a lot of emphasis when he goes home, which is a couple times a day. Initially you eliminate a formal walk, and you go to long line work, which is what I'm doing with this long line, and you continue to turn and do a series of commands to get him to focus on you with a loose leash instead of pulling on you and fixating on everything else but you. Let's go. So the more I turn him, the more engagement I get from him. He's paying attention to me. Now there's prey drive. Good. But that turn, let's go. But that turn, when I saw he was in prey drive, I kind of bailed on him. And see what, eventually he's going to be like, where did she go? You see? Hey, buddy. And so these turns, they prevent a dog from anticipating, oh, we're just going to keep walking forward. I don't need to pay attention to my handler. And it turns into, well, I better pay attention to where this lady is going because I actually never really know. She continues to change direction so much that I might want to pay attention to her to make it easier on me. And that builds up a dog's pack drive because they're, instead of just lollygagging, they're going, where's my handler? I need to pay attention to my handler. I need to look at her. I need to look at her. And that builds up the pack drive. It also builds up your relevancy. I am very important in a dog's eyes because I build up this tendency to pay attention to me all the time and to listen to me. So I become very relevant. And I become very important in the dog's life because I'm very directional. So they're like, okay, well, she must know something because she keeps telling me what to do or how to be. And it feels a lot better than having to be out here all alone in this human world I don't understand and make my own decisions. Let's go. So, believe it or not, something this simple, turn, 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 let's go. Good. So he looked at me. These turns really produce a high amount of pack drive. Good. Sit. What you'll notice is how much eye contact I get from him. And yes, he shoots out and tries to grab sticks, and he'll stare at my yard, and he'll fixate on things. Because I'm not trying to suppress the prey drive. I'm just trying to teach him how to listen to his handler and pay attention to his handler, whether he becomes curious about his environment or not. And previous to this video, that was not something that he was capable of. He was in his own world all the time. So, let's go. because I'm not getting, you know, enough examples in this video to kind of explain it to you. And also I can only do videos for so long before I need to go off and take care of other responsibilities. So I might make another video for you more extensively on how to build up this pack drive and what long line work looks like, so that you can, when he comes home, work on these things to get that high prey mentality out of him and get it back onto you, get that pack drive onto you so he's attentive to you. And what that's gonna do for him is get that stress level down. Come. Get that concern about the environment down. This is a high state of prey drive right now. My neighbor just pulled up. He's very worked up. Come. Good. Here. So it's like, hey buddy, I know you think my neighbor's concerning, but it's not. Just come and hang out with me. Don't even worry about it. You have nothing to stress out about. I'll take care of it for you. All right, that's the conversation I'm having with him. Instead of, well, I don't quite understand why you're fixated on that, but I think I'll just not address it. Let you do whatever you want. And now we're creating adrenaline and anxiety and producing more stress for him in the long run, right? So you're gonna build up a lot more relevancy by being able to call him off this. See, look at how attentive he is to me. You know, you can get this from him. You will find your love is stronger because there's a connection going on. It's not just you doing you and him doing him, and then meeting each other on the couch to cuddle, but an actual connection where you're getting attentiveness, and he is looking at you for direction. That's a higher form of love. So I hope I didn't offend you. I'm just a really straightforward person. I'm advocating for Maverick, so it's nothing personal. I want the best for him, and I think having hired me as a dog trainer, that's probably what you're looking for, because you want someone who's going to bring out the best in him and not the worst, or, you know, suppress his spirit. But it will not translate home. It's very obvious that he's been able to do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, when he's with you, and he probably walks in front, pulling and alerting to everything on your walks. And so you're associated with that. When he comes home, he's going to expect that out of you. He's going to want that out of you. And so if you just start going back to your old ways, you're going to find the training's going to diminish, well, within the moment, actually, within the moment. So I just kind of wanted to give you a rundown on why I'm trying to emphasize your engagement with this training, because Maverick's a really cool dog with a lot of potential, and I'd hate to see you know, him develop more serious behavioral issues just because we're kind of letting him do him and not helping him out through some of these stressors that he's experiencing. Right, buddy? You're too good of a dog. So I'll send you some more videos to help you know, build on these concepts, but also give you tools that will help you influence his brain when he comes home and strengthen your relationship. So thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.